Hey y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the tireless tangler. I want to welcome you all back to the 100 Days of Zentangle Project 2021. Thank you so much for being with me today and each day on this journey. You have become like a family to me. Our tangle for today is called Noom or Noom Repus. It is a Zentangle original pattern. And I'm going to be working today on an original Zentangle tile using a Micron PN in black, a Staedtler Mars Lumograph F pencil, and a tortillon. All right, let's see what treble we can get into today. So now I'm going to draw in some string lines, and I want you to draw in yours very lightly, but I'm going to draw mine rather darkly, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a little bit down below 1/4, and I'm going to come here to this corner, and I'm going to make a curved line. Yeah? And I'm going to move up a little bit on the other side of the corner, and I'm going to repeat that. Now they're not going to come down perfectly because you're not going to draw them perfectly. All right, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to make one more. And I think I'll move up here and I'll put one more up here. You can do as many or as few as you would like. If you want to start with the middle one and go out from there, that is also just fine. All right. So this is going to be rather inspired by a video I watched earlier today on Noom by Maria. Of course, she is very inspiring. And I just loved what she did. I watched her create a little crown with a band of Noom, and oh my goodness, is that woman creative. You should, the link for that video is on Tangle Patterns in the article about Noom. You should definitely go watch. I immediately drew that tile, and she was drawing on a bijou tile. It tells me that if they did a bunch of crowns, then I need to go and watch that whole series. All right, so I'm only going to ink in the first two sides, and then we'll see what happens after that. So Noom is done with a series of S shapes. And you can draw them however you like, but each one is going to start in the well of the one before. Now I have trouble getting these the same size. We're going to see how I do today. You don't want your S's to be too curvy. Yeah. Okay, so the next step we're going to take is we are going to follow this curve up. And we're going to bring it down right across from this line here. Okay? And then repeat. Yeah? And even if they're not perfect, this is still going to work. Right across, see, on each of these. I'm coming down right across from where this other S shape stops. Some are going to be larger than others. You just got to sort of, you know, see what happens. Okay. Over here, we're going to have the same kind of thing coming. So we're going to want to end here and have this go up in this fashion. So now I'm going to turn my tile, and I'm going to come back down the other way and do the exact same thing. Okay? So coming from here and ending right here across from this S shape. Right here. And if you will turn your tile when you take this step, then you're going to be able to see what you're aiming at, right? If you leave it the other way, then your hand may be in the way. So, oops, overshot that a little bit, but I think it'll be all right. Of course it will be all right. What am I missing over here? Nothing. Okay. And then we'll have another one taking off from here that we won't see how that ends. Right? Okay. So next, what we're going to do is, I think, the part of this tangle that is confusing to some people. And that is, we're going to add an S shape that is going to be like this. Okay? And for those of you that struggle with this thing, look at it this way. Let's think about this as we're going to cap off this line, and we're going to cap off this line. Yeah? And see if that doesn't help you sort of visualize where you want to go. And I think once you start to visualize it, you can think, cap it off, and you're there. Okay? And once you've drawn it a few times, you'll have it, no problem. Easy there, Sim. All right, and one more up here. All right, the last part of this is then to, as we did in Pickpocket and, what was the other one we did? What the Well. We did this in What the Well as well. We make these little V-shaped or triangular-shaped ink spots. And what that does is it makes it look like this is going down into this. So it's overlapping. I got a little bit crazy on this one. All right, nice. Now, I didn't quite get this even, but it's going to be okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an aura around this. I'm going to take my time. And try to relax, breathe. I usually draw a lot better when I do those things. And remember, it does not have to be perfect. Try to finish it anyway. Now, if it's horrible and awful and misshapen and you just have to start again, remember to save your tile. Because if all else fails, you can always ink over everything and have a black tile, right? Quick safety note, don't do that with water-based marker. Use an alcohol marker. Trust me. Trust me. All right. So I think the next thing I'm going to do, I'm deciding. I want to, I think I want to draw another aura here. And then ink inside of that. Didn't really mean to do that, but that's what we're going to do now. So now that I'm with the plan here, that's what we're going to do. Okay, Simba. That's not Mommy's helper. That's not Mommy's helper, bud. Whew, it's a good thing Mommy is good at cleaning stuff up. Simba. Well, once again, that's not what I meant to do. But we're sort of committed now. Slow down, Cindy. You're getting frustrated, and it's okay. Simba, baby, either get down or help Mommy out and be still. It's like I'm not done with you yet. Yes, I know. What you got to say to Mommy? Could you say it quickly? Because I'm sort of, you know. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and ink this. I had planned to hatch these internal aura areas, but it's going to be okay this way. This is going to add a lot of drama, and so that's fine. And it gives me the opportunity to clean up this line right here. No. No to both of you. No. What was that, Simba? You just teasing her? I was just seeing if she was awake. So Simba wants all of his kitty friends to know that he is in the house today. So you better watch your tail and your whiskers. I'm just teasing. We don't let him play with kitties because we don't know what he will do. Although he barked a little bit, a lot when Shiga first got here, and he got over that too. He's a funny boy. He's a good boy. I watched another Maria Thomas video earlier today on Daniel Lamothe's Dreamcatcher, And you can find that on, I will try, well, I'm going to do a dreamcatcher video with you guys. When I started looking up Mar,
yeah,
you gonna be all right in there?
yeah, that's something on my nose.
Dude, I'm videoing. Okay, use tissue, baby, please, before the stuff in your nose starts coming out. All right, he's got his headphones on. He's watching YouTube.
Actually, wait, hold on.
What? Yes, the camera's on. Thank you. Crazy kid. Blow your nose.
Yeah, well.
Of course, when you ink, then that always gives you that opportunity for change for the better. Yeah. Sneak in some fixes for those lines. And so now here on the other side, I think I will go ahead and ink as well. I could put orbs in here. I could hatch these also. I think I changed my mind. I think I want to go ahead and hatch them. And if it doesn't look good, then I can change my mind and, what, baby?
Can I change the blinds?
Yes, please.
All right.
Could you also feed the puppies?
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They already have food.
They do? Did Simba not eat yet today?
I think he might have.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. All right. So, I think I will hatch these. So Maria's in there trying not to laugh. And instead snorting out his nose. Which is always lovely. He's so ornery. Okay. So I like where this went. Now, I want to, the reason I didn't draw these other ones in yet is because I want to put some orbs on the outside of this, just little ones. Sort of like Maria inspired me to do today in one of those videos. But anyway, I can provide the step out for you for Dreamcatcher. It's on, I believe it's maybe Daniel's mom's blog or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how that's related, but it's got pictures of Daniel and his CZT certificate, which was really cool. And he's a really terrific kid. And I love that Maria decided to do one of his patterns on their apprentice pack that they did with kids in mind. And it was funny on that video that she was reminding the kids that were drawing with her. She reminded them many times when the inking was happening to make sure not to rush their inking, to make sure they took their time and filled that space as nicely and well as they possibly could, because it would make a difference in the end. And so I really enjoyed that. If any of you that are looking for Dreamcatcher, that's on day 6 of the Apprentice Pack 1 project pack on the Zentangle channel here on YouTube. And when I started looking for the step out, Of course, it's not on Tangle Patterns. I believe it's only on that one site. I found my own blog post when the diva chose this as her challenge number 286. Yeah, I only know that because I went back and looked at my blog. But it was interesting to me to see that the minute I drew that, I was in love with it and immediately made like 2 more creations. And it was funny that it caused me to look back on some of my older work. I believe that was from 2016. So 5 years ago. And I was amazed at how far my art has come and how I have some of the same issues that now that I did then, and how I don't worry about them nearly as much now as I did then. So it was a really good voyage down memory lane for me on Dreamcatcher, and I really loved that pattern back in the day, so I think we're going to have a good time with it. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. You guys are good. That is a pattern. You're going to want square fills for that. If you really want to play, use square fills for that. So go and find some, get your Zentangle primers out and look in the back, or get a scratch page and try some square fills out on it. I will tell you that line-based tangles are great, meaning they've got lots of lines in them, basically, that, see, I think I tried radiating lines from the center in there, but that has me wondering how Tomas Padrosa's irradial would work in there, because that is done, or can be based in a square grid. And that the possibilities of that boggle my mind a little bit right now as I think about them. I think I used a well stroke and then filled the rest of the area with auras on one of my examples. So there are a whole lot of possibilities, and I should read my own blog more often, because I was really excited back then. And so look up, if you want, Daniel Lamothe, CZT. It's Lamothe, CZT. And then Dreamcatcher, all in one sentence. And you should find the step out. And you may find my blog post about that Diva Challenge. It was Diva Challenge 286. Yeah, I said that already. So I'm really having fun with these orbs. They're sort of bigger than I meant, but you know how it goes with me, and I'm okay with it. Now, don't get smaller, Cindy, or that's just going to be weird. Just take your time. Make some careful orbs. We're getting smaller anyway, aren't we? Never fails. Never fails. It's still going to look fun, though. Okay, so speaking of Mari and funny things that he has watched on YouTube. So he was watching this video of a YouTuber called Rick Rober. I think he said his name was.
Mark Rober.
Oh, sorry, baby. Mark Rober. Okay.
It just blew my nose very loud by accident.
Yes, we heard.
And it made my nose hurt.
Thank you for sharing that with the audience, baby. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, he was watching this guy, and this guy had, and a lot of you are going to laugh. A lot of you bird watchers are going to laugh at this, because we have all been there. We love the birds. We hate the squirrels. We try to figure out a way to make the squirrels go away and not eat our bird food. Am I right? And almost all of us have, at one time or another, tried a squirrel feeder of its own. And of course, we know that once the stuff on the squirrel feeder is gone, then they're right back to the bird seed. And that a squirrel-proof bird feeder has not yet been invented. So this Mark Rober guy has this. He is apparently really smart with technology, and maybe he's an engineer. I don't know. I just saw the video, and what he did was he erected an obstacle course for the squirrels in his yard in order to allow them access to the bird feeder, right? And he based the obstacle course off the Ninja Warriors series on Netflix or wherever that plays. And oh my God, it was the funniest thing I've seen in ages. I was belly laughing by the time that was done because it was fun. You were rooting for the little squirrels because those guys are amazing. I mean, he was right. He ended up having more fun watching the squirrels than he did the birds. And I say, more power to you, buddy. Somebody needs to interrupt them once they've completely destroyed your garden and your yard, and then they're not so cute anymore. But anyway, if you guys want to see something funny on squirrels, you can go look that video up. Baby, what'd you say it was called? Oh, I created a
squirrel. Either I built or created a squirrel-proof.
No, it was how to create a squirrel-proof bird feeder. Search that in YouTube and come up with that video and the guy's name is Mark Rober. And it was hysterically funny. And everything those little critters got up to, I had seen before. And these guys beat his system. He's a really smart guy, and they beat his system. So more power to the squirrels. All right, so what I'm going to do next, if I could get back to the tile, please. God, let me get back to the tile. Let's draw in a couple more of these. And I'm going to try to think of some way to make this fun. I don't know how I'm going to do that. So one thing you can do with this is draw these larger or smaller. That can give you a very different look. Not longer, Cindy. Smaller. And the more curve you put in your S, the different they're going to look. So let's try this out and see what we end up with. If you have these at the end of a row, don't forget to finish off the other side. Okay? I did that once and it didn't turn out well. Just kidding. All right. So the first thing you do, you're going to come up from this curve and you're going to make a curved line, and it's going to come down right here, approximately across from where this other one stops. Okay? So let's try that again and see if we can't do a little bit better job of that. So right there. Okay. Again. Right there. You can't quite see that for the light. So each one right across from the point there. Some of mine are short and squat. Some are not. Okay, now turn upside down. We're going to go back down this way. And so this one would be right around here. Okay. So let's go down this way now. So right here. And this is one reason you don't want to curl this S shape too far up. It's because this next part then becomes problematic. Always across there. All right, it's a little lumpy, but it'd be all right. Okay. Now, same thing. We're going to put the little S shape, or we're going to cap this, okay? So cap one, cap the other. And this can be as curvy or as straight as it needs to be to fit your space. Right? All right. Let's put our little triangles on. I can't tell where the... I'm just going to leave that for now. No, Simba. Oh, no, that's it. Should go right here. Yep, that's it. Okay, now to Ara or not to Ara, that is the question. I think I'm going to Ara because I don't know what else to do right now. And that's okay. Now, if I come to a point like this and I can't Ara, I'm just going to draw behind. Well, wish that had been... Are you done? My buddy. Simba. You having big boy thoughts? The big dog thoughts. All right. Oops. It's okay. Whatever happens, I'm going to live with it. All right, I like this. That is a good addition. Let's think about this up here. What if I just do Noom in this space, but don't close it in on this side? Let's try that and see, and see what we end up with. Well, I could have curved that a little bit better, but I think we'll be all right. Okay, so I'm going to start on this side. Aim for here. And this is going to have, maybe not that, but okay, we'll live with it. And all right, so coming back down the other direction, we'll start here. Okay. So this one will show, it'll come from here, sort of. All right, let's do our little S shapes. So right here. It's better for me if I do that as I go, then I don't forget them. Ooh. Thank you, Tim. He's going back to sleep. Okay, so where am I over here? I need to do one of these. Right. And one of these. One of those. And then like that. Ooh, look at me go. Now I've got it sorted. So here's where we are. I'm trying to decide whether to add an aura. Of course, I'm probably going to, 99.9% sure. And the question is, what do I want to do in this space that I'm almost certainly going to have here? Now, I could do a loose aura, but then I'd have to figure out what to do with the space in between those. So I'm going to go ahead and put that aura on. Maybe not quite as tightly as I have some of the others. Like that. I wish I could get these things even, but my friend in the Netherlands, is your name Ellen? Zen Clover. She's going to get this perfectly, so you should look at her tile. I don't have to see it first. I already know. She's so awesome. Okay. So I think I'm going to hatch this area, sort of like I did down here, only not as neatly. Yeah. We could put a tangle in here. We could do batten in here. That actually might be interesting. Do I want to be interesting? This is the question. I think I will hatch because I am a big sissy. Well, I know the hatch lines are going to work. I've already used them down here, and I may use them over here. And that would help to tie everything together. And if I hate it, I can always ink it in. My thinking here is that if I ink it in, it's going to be even more glaring that I didn't get this even. And if I do something different, then it will be less noticeable. Not that it's not noticeable, and it's not that I care necessarily that anybody notices. But I'd rather also not put a target on what I don't want people to notice and go, hey, look at this. So, you know, that's sort of where I'm thinking. Hopefully the dogs will not hear the kids playing and start to bark at them. All right. See, so I think that was a fairly good choice on my part. Now the question becomes, what shall we try up here? Or do we want to leave it blank? Or I want to put in some orbs. See? Turn your tile around a couple of times and see what jumps out at you. Yeah, and now I think I'll aura this whole thing again. Sort of on this aura kick. And again, I heard Maria talk about how important and powerful auras were today in not one but two videos. So see, there, I'm right. Actually, she's right. And so now I kind of want to put some... Okay, I'm going to wait on that. Because I'm scared. So this is very nicely done, I think, evenly. So I think I'm going to ink these. I love the fact that by adding these orbs, we've given this whole thing something new. As far as it wasn't just three similar versions of Noom. We've added some interest here, and so I really like that. Thank you, Maria, for the great, wonderful ideas and the inspiration that you bring us every day. I'm so glad I didn't worry about that, because look here. And come on, let's face it, nobody's going to notice. I'm sure somewhere there is some tangler that is cataloging my every mistake, but I don't care. I really don't. Now, if 10,000 of you started cataloging my every mistake, that would be terrible. Did I tell you about that video I watched on some crafting show where she was just very, very kindly and very firmly letting her audience know that it was not okay to be so hateful? Jeez. Oh, I think I did say that, because I said my audience would never, ever be that way. Better not be. I'll block you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Everyone has a right to say what they want. My thing is, say it kindly. Or don't say it at all. Okay, this is fun. I like it. Sort of like my own little crown. Although over here, it's a little drunken. Okay, let's do a quick run through on shading on what we're going to do here. Let's see how we're doing on time. Just about that time. Okay, so after I've played with my orbs, then on Noom, we're going to, of course, shade where these are looking like they overlap. And remember, as we have learned on shading before, we are going to shade on the side with the line. So if we've got this one on top, then this is the side that we're going to shade on. Yeah. I had a message from somebody, or a comment from someone about they were overwhelmed with graphite. You need to change your pencil. Get an F pencil and see if that doesn't really help you. Now, this is still plenty of graphite for you. There's still plenty there. Still a pretty soft pencil, but it is hard enough to, if you're a real dark shader and you really get after the graphite, then it's hard enough to keep you from doing yourself harm in any way, hopefully. Although I can still get a lot of graphite out, so. All right. Okay, so let's blend this. I should have added some here. But if you've got enough on your tortillon, you don't need to put pencil to paper. And I usually have plenty on my tortillon, because it's me. Oh my gosh, you guys make me smile. I had a message from somebody that said they did something because they could. I was chuckling for the next 30 minutes. I have created an army of monsters. Ah. I like it. If it's Zentangle monsters, then I'm down with it. Go forth and be Zentangly. Or tangly. It's my new word, tangly. It gave me a tangle. Or maybe it's a tangle tingle. I have too much time on my hands today, can you tell? I actually can't. This is the second video I've done today. Starting to get punchy. Okay, really? Now I don't know which side to do. I usually know. This side and this side. Alright. And a little bit in the tip just for fun. Just like that. Oops, that was the wrong side again. What is happening? Oh, they switch sides each time. I knew that. Maybe they don't. I'm going to take all the sound for this portion out because I sound like an idiot. Hopefully Mari won't notice. He's going to notice. You know he is. My only saving thing is that he's watching YouTube. And usually his brain is not activated. Of course, like all children, he is always listening when you don't want him to. Right? Okay, so I've got a nice mess everywhere here. But mess is almost done. So I think what I've just finally decided is that you need shading on both sides and it should be in the tips. And then it's sort of just gonna, I don't know. Please don't ask me to explain shading. I don't know. I just do it that way because I can and I want to. And that's as much as I've got for you today. I'm starting to get really tired. It was a tough week last week with all the redos and the problems with the uploads and all. Nancy, it doesn't actually have to do with although Nancy suggested that the extra video that I had added for Simba may have contributed to how long that video took to upload. And I don't think that was it. I think it was the fact that it was Saturday or Friday afternoon when I was trying to upload that, or Thursday after, I can't remember. It was during the daytime, and so that's a high traffic time, daytime in the U.S. and evening in Europe, and all of that is high traffic times on YouTube. And I think that was the reason it took so long, is because the YouTube servers were extremely busy. But it was a good suggestion because things like that do add. But in this case, what I have done is imported the clip into my video editor, and then when I finish editing the video and I export it, it writes the movie complete as one file, and so any added video has been then absorbed into the video file that comes out. If that sort of makes sense to you, I hope. Maybe not, but anyway, so it might have contributed, but the fact that the video was an hour and 20 minutes did not help. Absolutely did not help. But all of my videos are like that, and usually, it doesn't take more than 2 hours to upload something, and for something to take 10 is just stupid. I used to not say that in the house because, Mari. Now he just calls me out. So you can do this or not do this. I think it really gives this a really cool metallic sort of a quality. With the weaving and the graphite and all of this, but you don't have to go to all of this trouble for it if you don't want to. But again, the more trouble you go to, the cooler your art's going to look. So entirely up to you. Personal choice. Some days I just don't want to care. And some days, but most days in the end, it's a piece of art. It's got my name on it, so I want it to look right. Or at least as best as I can make it. Well, now I'm getting graphite heavy down here. The mono zero is here. I just don't want to look for it while I'm recording. Don't worry, I haven't lost it again. There. So I definitely will have the mono zero in here, begging this graphite to come under control, but I think for the most part, this is pretty good. All right. So I think the other thing I will probably do here, almost certainly, is to orb these, even though it's going to take extra time. The difference is huge. Of course, you probably can't see any of it. Turn this way. Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll be able to tell, and if not, you'll be able to tell when you see my tile at the end. Hopefully I've done a good job. And if you get too overwhelmed with graphite and you just can't get your highlight clean on these, just dab a tiny bit of jelly roll in. But be careful on that. Make sure you have done all of the blending that you plan to do, that you've lifted as much pencil or graphite out of the place that you want to put that. And then dab it in and leave it alone, because if you scrub it around, you're going to have a muddy mess, and you don't want that. Okay. And just blend a couple of these so you can get the idea here. And again, I don't know that you can get the idea at all with this light the way it is. I am supremely frustrated. It is late evening, and I could not get my daylight time to work for me. So I do apologize for the shading part. I think I will go ahead and save shading this last one for off camera, since you're not really getting much out of that experience at all. I know you can see somewhat, but this is so dark that I'm not sure you're really, I'm really helping you in any way. So I am going to leave it here today, except for adding my chops somewhere. I may play with adding some auras in here. I'm not sure. I'm going to sketch some out in my pad first and see if I like that effect or not before I add it here, unlike what I usually do, which is just try it. Just try it. But this is where I'm going to leave you today. We're at an hour and 5, and it's 8:30 at night, and I'm ready to go. So let's call it a day. Today is day 52, and I I think. And I really appreciate you guys being with me. Thank you so much, Enders. I adore you all. Thank you. And I'm going to see you tomorrow.